What's going on? Oh, get that off the screen. What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV. Back with another live stream today. Happy Monday, people. Happy Monday. Hope you're all well. Chelsea fans, forgive me. I know you won't be too happy about that. That picture that we started off with. It's all fun and games. I had a few Chelsea fans in the comments yesterday. They were fuming, but listen, it's football rivalry, man. You got to take it on the chin, people. It's one of them. Big up to each and every one of you. Happy Monday. Start the week well. I tweeted out ambitious Monday, plan ahead. Whether you're going to the gym, you're clearing out the wardrobe, whatever you need to do, people. Start the week positively. Yeah, we stand up if we hate Tottenham. You know, I can't deny it, people. You know, I can't deny it. We'll do it once. Jeff said he loved that picture. He's a big Liverpool fan, of course. And if anyone's got any links at Chelsea... if anyone's got any links at Chelsea, Kepa, I found your ball, mate. It was in my back garden. You've smashed the shed roof. So Kepa, come and collect it if you're in the North London area. Cheers, Kepa, mate. You've smashed my shed roof. But Chelsea fans, relax. As I say, I've got a wicked sense of humour, man. But Kepa, you couldn't write it, could you? Thomas Tuchel, man. Your goalkeeper's the best player on the pitch and you take him off. And then the man who comes on doesn't save one penalty. The man, I don't know if anyone noticed, he actually stood about 2 yards to his right on the Van Dijk penalty, as if to say, go on then, mate, put it to the left. And Van Dijk still just says, all right, I'll just smash it to your right. I don't care where you stand, you're not saving it. I've literally never seen a penalty like that. And Fabinho dinking it down the middle. It was mad. It was mad. I can't even lie. It was mad. But hey, it is what it is. I'm sure Chelsea were giving it to us when Obafemi Martins, Birmingham City. You remember the game. We try and forget about that. But listen, big up to every one of you on this Monday. Really appreciate your support. Glad to be touching back base with the community. Big up everyone who tuned in for the watch along yesterday. It was actually a very entertaining 0-0. I can't lie. See you, net. Big up footy chats. Hope you're well. He's a keeper for a reason. I can't lie. But then you think to yourself, don't you? Like, goalkeepers spend probably half the week on the training ground kicking the ball. You would actually think in hindsight that goalkeepers should be some of the best penalty takers. They kick the ball every day, non-stop. They should just be able to ping that in the corner. And the fact he missed so much, it was like, wow. But I feel like it was written in the stars, to be honest, for Kepa to miss. Goalkeeper, you know, and a crazy decision by the manager, in my opinion, to take him off. But hey, hindsight. Couple of things before we get into today's video. Right. We're 15 subscribers away from 42k. 15. We got to be hitting that today. That's light work, people. 15 of you have definitely not subscribed. Lick that button. Let's hit 42k and start this week right. We're also only 7 followers away from 500 on Twitch. First video will be uploaded soon. Link is in the description. Go and follow me on there, people. If we can hit 500 on Twitch, hit 42k on YouTube, that will be a great day. Also, make sure you download the Spitch app, fantasy football app, link in the description below. And as I say, you can win up to £70,000 each weekend if you pick the right team. So get on there, have a look, completely free. You do have to be 18 and let's get going, people. Right. Hope you've all had a great weekend. Interesting results. Obviously, Liverpool won the Carabao Cup final. Manchester United lost to Watford. Drew with Watford, sorry. It probably did feel like a loss to Manchester United. Watch that game. It was a terrible result for them. They dominated the game, to be honest. Man United should have won that game comfortably, but they weren't. They didn't have their shooting boots on. But again, another brilliant result for Arsenal and the other teams that are chasing fourth. West Ham beat Wolves 1-0. I think that probably kicks Wolves out of any top 4 race, really, having lost to us and then lost to West Ham. Obviously, Tottenham went and beat Leeds. Bielsa was sacked after that. And listen, I feel sorry for him, but I think he had to go. I don't think he's the right manager anymore. That blockbuster football is a little bit outdated. They've conceded 14 goals in their last 3 games. That's just not going to run. So Leeds have changed their manager. Will that help them stay in the league? So interesting weekend in the top 4 race. I think the Man United drop points was definitely the highlight from an Arsenal point of view in this top 4 race. Big up South London's finest. I appreciate that. Happy 42B Day, C Unit. Come on, Osmond. Cap said CR37. I have to admit, it's getting to the point with Ronaldo where I remember growing up, Mike Tyson was my favourite boxer. And, you know, he used to beat people up all the time. He was the best. He retired. He came back out of retirement. And then he was losing to man like Danny Williams on Channel 5, getting bussed up all over the place. And you're like, Mike, don't go out like a chump like that. I'm kind of looking at Ronaldo in the same way right now. It hurts me to see Ronaldo like this. I can't lie, because I'm a big CR7 fan. But the way he looks right now, I'm like, bro, something's got to change. Because we can't remember you finishing your career in this manner. It's all mad. But yeah, Ronaldo looking wild. I'm not going to slander him too much. He'll probably end up scoring against Arsenal. So let me keep it calm. But it was sad to see. Let's talk about Arsenal. Let's talk about the owner, Stan Kroenke. As you can see by the title of the video, he's put the season ticket prices up. And usually I wouldn't go too much with this as the headline. I would lean towards a different story. But I just think this is significant to talk about at the moment. With finances, with the Kroenkes, with a lot of things they've said, why they're putting the season ticket prices up, what they're hoping to achieve from it, and why he's doing it. Why is it that the fans are always seem to be the ones that have to put their hand in their pocket? Before we start the video, before we get into that story, it's Monday, it's Arsenal. You know what that means, people. Brand new training kit. Of course, we're in a good mood. We're on a good run. We're chasing top 4. What better time for them to drop new merch? Leaked images of items in the Arsenal Stella McCartney collection. The first ever collection for a football team by Stella McCartney, to be launched soon in 2022. It's not yet known if the collection will also include on-the-pitch football kit, but it appears unlikely. I mean, me personally, unless we win a few big games in a row, I will not be going anywhere near that. I'm sorry, I will not walk around the street looking like a zebra. And I am not going anywhere near that. Cray said Arsenal Stella Artois. I'm telling you, you look like a can of Stella Artois wearing that. And Stella Artois is not even a great lager, in my opinion. So Stella McCartney business. I mean, go with Gucci. Drop a little Gucci or a Louis one. And I might be under pressure, but yo, you ain't drawing me out with no Stella McCartney looking like a zebra. I'm sorry, I'm not. That's just not going to happen, man. You can't get me with that. You know, we know it's Arsenal. We know they want to make money. What a business. Anytime we're in a good mood, they hit us hard. They go, oh, we've won games. I tell you what, give Arteta a new deal, drop a Stella McCartney collab, and put the season ticket prices up while we've just beaten Wolves, you know. They know what they're doing. They're a great business. Not so great as a football club. John Layat, Curtis, don't diss my guy Danny Williams. He mashed up a man with one hand and he's a yardie. But yeah, them ticket prices, boy, I don't know. Bro, you know when Tyson lost to Williams, I was hurt. I can't lie. I said, nah, man, something ain't right here. Something ain't right, but big up. New training kit, people. Yeah, you can look like a cow. They are milking us, to be fair, so it's probably quite appropriate for us to walk around looking like a cow, to be honest. I will not be buying that. Arsenal on safari, London Zoo. What the hell is that kit? Jeez. The red one is inspired by Thundercats. That shirt is ugly. Which new striker is Arsenal likely to sign in January? No, summer will be the next one, of course. For the low price of £60, yeah, and the hoodie will probably be about £100. Stella McCartney is not cheap. So if you want new merch, people, if you want to walk around looking like a dairy milk cow, then Arsenal are for you, people. Elliot said, come on, Curtis, Stella Artois ain't that bad. I have to admit, it's not one of my go-to lagers, but we ain't going to promote drinking on here, you know, people. But nah, it's not one of my go-tos. The Arsenal badge, you can barely see it. They probably don't want you to see it in case we go on a bad run of form. But right, let's talk about Stanley. Let's talk about, I mean, basically, we're the cows and we're the ones being milked by this guy. He just plays on the emotional attachment we have for the football club. Club announcement. Season ticket prices for the 2022-23 season. So before we get into this story, let me give you a little bit of context. Most of you will know anyway, but in case you don't, just keep you informed. Arsenal have the most expensive season tickets in the whole of Europe, right? The whole of Europe. Our average season ticket price is £1,090, with the cheapest adult season ticket in the Emirates Stadium retailing at £892. That is your cheapest. And that's top corner, back row, probably can't see anything, £890. £892, sorry. That's your cheapest. Just to put that into context, cheapest season ticket at Liverpool, £632. Cheapest season ticket at Manchester City, £320. Now, I know Manchester City are not as big a club as Arsenal. They don't have the same demand from fans for tickets. But you're talking about 1/3 nearly of the price of an Arsenal ticket. You could almost buy 3 season tickets for an adult at Manchester City. Absolute daylight robbery. Yeah, to be fair, the cheap tickets will actually, you'll probably catch the ball from Thomas Partey. He'll put it in that upper tier anyway. But yeah, absolutely ridiculous, the amount of money that we're paying to watch this football club. And it seems to me that we're being punished for the fact that the team is failing on the pitch. The team is ultimately failing on the pitch because the owner has not managed the football club in the right way. He hasn't had the ambition. He hasn't hired the right people to do their job. And to turn around and put the season ticket prices up for the fans, I just don't buy into that. I'm sorry, I do not buy into it. I think this is an absolute disgrace. Now, some people on Twitter have said, what do you expect? We're in the middle of a pandemic. The club's losing money, this, that, the other. Let's go through the story. Right? Look how they try and... I mean, the PR of this club, they try and shape it in such a positive way here. After holding general admission ticket prices flat for 7 consecutive seasons. Ooh, oh, you're so kind. Thank you very much. You've held the most expensive ticket prices in Europe for the last 7 years. So because you didn't put the price up, we're supposed to thank you for that. Thank you very much, Arsenal. Thank you for charging us more than anybody in Europe. Thanks. Cheers, mate. You actually decided to push it up that little bit more. Yeah, thanks very much, Stan. Yeah, appreciate that. While the team has gone from Champions League to Europa League to nothing, to no Europe. Thank you very much, Stan. Thank you very much. We're supposed to thank him for that. This is the first stadium-wide price increase since we have made it. No, hold on. This is the first stadium-wide price increase we have made since 2014. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Thank you for waiting 7 years before you took more money off me, despite the fact the team has gone downhill. Thank you very much, Stan. I'm so grateful that you've waited all this time. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. Tickets for the Carabao Cup will remain at £5 and £10 for concessions, 10 and 20 for adults. We will continue to subsidise away tickets. I mean, the Premier League brought that rule in anyway, that away tickets had to be capped. So let's not make out like, oh, Arsenal are funding half the ticket. This was a Premier League designed rule that was brought in. Clubs didn't have to abide to it, but I think every club went for it. So what were they going to do? Be the only club that didn't? It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. It really is. In response to supporter feedback around ticket pricing and supporting our younger fans, we are announcing a suite of new measures targeted at these fans starting from next season. I mean, I'm not going to read all of this, right? They're gonna do some bits and bobs for the younger fans, so that's good. At least let's get the next generation in there. Then they put this out there, right? So this is where we're at the moment. The average season ticket price, £1,219. £1,095 it will be if we're in the Europa League, and £1,010 if we're not in Europe. Now, it's a price increase of £40 if not in Europe, £44 in the Europa League, and £49 if we're in the Champions League. Now, on one hand, people will look at it and say, okay, £40, £44, £49, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to pretend that, oh, they're charging me an extra £40, I can't possibly afford to go. But that's not the case. Arsenal apparently are doing this to try and raise £3.5 million. £3.5 million this is going to raise from the fans. Now, are you telling me that Stan Kroenke can't cover £3.5 million? Now, just to put this into context, people, because I'm fuming about this. I'm sorry, I'm fuming. It's not as if they don't take enough money off the fans already. Stan Kroenke is currently worth $10.7 billion. His wife, who is one of the Walmart owners, her overall value has gone from 8.5 billion. It's believed she could be worth as much as 12 billion since the start of the pandemic. Obviously, supermarkets have gone through the roof during the pandemic. We was all locked up. Everyone was going to supermarkets every day. Their value has gone up. They're worth over $20 billion between Stan and his wife. He owns 5 major sports franchises. Now, you're telling me you're that desperate for money that you need the fans to raise £3.5 million out of their pocket to do what? What are you going to do with £3.5 million? You can't buy anybody decent for that. So where's that money going? Where is that money going, people? And sell a youth team player. Sell an under-23 player. How come we're giving away Aubameyang and Ozil and all these players that we should have sold that we didn't sell? How come you're throwing players away left, right and centre, but you expect Arsenal to cover that £3.5 million? It is daylight robbery. It's not the fact that it's £40 a season. We can afford that. We know we can, but that's not the point. Why is this owner not covering that? That is my problem. For me, the guy is an absolute disgrace. He's an absolute disgrace, in my opinion. I'm sorry. I don't agree with this one bit. It's a pandemic. And at what point have this club done anything financially to help the fans? When have they reduced the prices? When have they brought out their kits and said, we'll make it a bit lower this season to help the fans? They've never done anything really to help the fans. It's ridiculous. Your team in the States have just won the Super Bowl in the most expensive stadium in the world, while we've got paint peeling off the Emirates, and you want $3.5 million off the fans. The guy is a disgrace. I'm sorry. He's an absolute disgrace. I'm not having it. He's a joke. Latte said it's simple, C-Unit. Fans should not buy, watch TV. Listen, the waiting list is massive. You get rid of yours, someone's getting it the same day. And this is the problem, and they know that. They don't care about fans like us. Yeah, if I ring up now and say, right, season ticket cancelling, within the hour, someone else has taken that. They're not bothered. Doesn't matter to them. They are literally treating us as customers, not as fans. I'm sorry. This, for me, is an absolute disgrace. This is one of the biggest football clubs in English football. You know, they're making a fortune from TV rights. Don't get me wrong, every football club has taken a hit during the pandemic, but every football fan, every person has taken a hit during the pandemic. Do not exploit your fans for £3.5 million. I'm sure there's a 19-year-old in the under-23s that you can sell and probably raise £3 million rather than asking the fans to do it. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. Cray said billionaire doing billionaire things, 100%. They laid off 50 staff members, you know. Even the dinosaur got sacked, you know what I mean? Everybody was going. Yeah, they have said that. They have said that the Emirates will be upgraded. I think they're looking to upgrade the screens inside the stadium, also to paint the outside. I'm sorry, I mean, does it cost £3.5 million to paint the stadium on the outside? And even if it does, you know, it shouldn't be something that we should have to supplement. But hey, what do I know, people? I'm just a customer. I'm just a customer. That's all we are right now. Wolves FI said, has Arsenal got as bad owners as United and Spurs, who only cares for their own wealth? I mean, we could do a whole show on the owners, who's the worst, but they're all pretty bad. Superfan TV said, I'm not buying a season ticket. I mean, people, I got a season ticket this season. I've been to 2 or 3 games this season. Got no interest in going. Yeah, the team. Upgrade the team. Upgrade the team first, then you can start putting prices up. Get us in the Champions League and then talk to us. But don't talk to us while we're not in Europe. They're playing on the fact we're in a good mood at the moment. Right, the fans are in a good mood. So what we'll do, we'll give Arteta a new deal. We'll put the season ticket prices up, and we'll exploit the fan base. It's ridiculous. Gunnasaur's wage, 3 million quid. Alberto said he raised the prices to pay for his new stadium in LA. How are you going to raise the prices when we don't even have the best stadium in the UK? And I'm not being funny. We're not even in the top 4. We're not even in Europe. Officially on paper, we weren't one of the best 7 teams in the Premier League last season. So how on earth can you charge the fans more money? Lance said, Big C, why do you keep your season ticket? I'll be honest with you, bro. I keep it because it's so hard to get one. Although this season, I know a lot of people who have been on waiting lists who were getting phone calls in the summer saying, do you want one? So maybe I don't have to hold on to it. I held on to it just simply because it was hard to get hold of it. And I thought, you know what? If we do get back to the promised land, it'll be great to have the opportunity to go there. But yeah, even me, I'm getting to the point where I'm considering whether it's worth it, to be honest. Devon said this is a business. He wants his 150 million back. Bro, the thing is, that 150 million didn't all come out of his pocket. He took a loan out for 100 million that will be financed against the club. 50 million came out of the money that the club raised through their own finances, sponsorships, league position. They're running the Europa League last year. So he basically paid nothing. I think we saw that stat that he'd only paid 15 million out of his own pocket since he's been the owner. Be grateful they sorted us out for 7 years. Yeah, cheers. Cheers, Stan. Highest price in Europe. I appreciate it. Curtis and Ty to Kroenke. He's a disgrace. Anfield is currently being worked on too. They'll have a bigger capacity than us soon. Don't know why we build a 75k stadium when we move 60k. Other teams are always going to surpass. Yeah, I think Arsenal could have gone bigger if they would have planned it, but maybe they weren't sure at the time. Highbury was 38,000. Maybe they weren't sure whether we could get 60,000 in the Emirates, because looking back here, I think we could easily have gone 70 to 80,000 and just had the biggest in the whole country. He just loves his Rams. Yeah, that's his baby, innit? We're just the side piece. Didn't drop the prices when they fell out of Europe. Unbelievable. We come out of Europe and didn't get a significant, reduction, but hey, here's what it is, people. Let me not lower the mood too much. Zach said, can we still go bigger? I don't think so. I just don't know. It would cost a lot of money. Increase the capacity, not the price. Make it make sense. They were not allowed to go bigger. The infrastructure around wasn't good enough. Big C, did you hear Ozil is launching his own football boot brand, working with a designer called Bond in LA? Doesn't surprise me, with Ozil. I think he always had his mind on other things like that. The Kroenkes moved us to the Emirates just to make more profit. Milk the cow, 100%. More fans to milk. He's such a good businessman, not going to lie. Mo, listen, I'm not going to cap. The man is an elite businessman, and he does it with minimal pressure. Doesn't come to games. We don't really go mad. We had a little outburst when it was the Super League, and that was it. We've all gone quiet again. So he's an elite businessman. I'm not even hating on him. As a businessman, the guy is absolutely elite. It's a shame we haven't got a great football owner. Hendon Guna said, good afternoon, Curtis and all the C unit family. Listening to the show earlier in the car, now back home. Big up to you. Big up to everyone. Hope you're all well. 1,500 in the chat. Let me just check. Have we hit 42k? Have we hit 42k subscribers? We only needed 15 subscribers. Right, we need 9 subscribers to hit 42k. And don't forget, we needed about 10 followers to hit 500 on Twitch. That link is in the description as well. Make sure you follow me on there. In fact, we need 1 more on Twitch. 9 more subscribers. So hopefully we'll hit that by the end of today's show. Right. Forget the Kroenkes. Let's not bother with them. They just get me angry. I can't lie. One thing as well, people, on a more positive note, there are stories going around at the moment that Arsenal are going to tour America this summer, possibly at the start of July. There's also a story saying that Arsenal will probably play a friendly at the Kroenke Stadium in LA. Now, I had it all planned last year that I was going to go and watch Arsenal on tour. I think it was it the Florida Cup they were supposed to have last year? But they obviously cancelled it because of COVID and certain restrictions. If Arsenal do go to LA this summer, I'm hoping to be over there, hoping to cover the whole tour. Obviously, we got a lot of people in the community from the States. It would be great to, meet up over there and talk about Arsenal, maybe get a little event going on. I know Robbie was planning on going over there as well. Obviously, Troops is over there in New York, so look out for that. It looks as if Arsenal are going to tour America this summer. So it'd be great, obviously, if I do go over there, for anybody that's in LA or who would travel to go and watch Arsenal, it'd be great to meet some of you in the community, that is for sure. Catch Big C in Compton. Come on, people. I'll be over there, man. Don't you worry about that. You know I'm a big hip-hop fan as well, so I'll be about. Yeah, man, I'm coming to America settings, man. Eddie Murphy business. We ain't messing. Adam said, just followed on Twitch. I think I was the 500th. Big up. Big up to everyone who's been supporting, man. It's always appreciated. And we're going to get going on there. Don't worry. I've been doing a lot of reading up on Twitch, and we'll get started properly in the next week or so. Marshall, Big C, when you get to NYC, I'm in Harlem. Don't worry, man. I'm about, people. I'm about. I'll be about. You'll see me in America when I come over. Right, let's talk. I'm going to get a subject out of the way that might be a little bit... I'm going to get through it quickly, people, because not everybody likes this. Not everybody likes this, but I am going to discuss it. I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm just going to have an open discussion very quickly and we'll move on from it. The only reason I continue to have this conversation is because I think most Arsenal fans think the difference between Arsenal getting top 4 and not getting top 4 is whether our striker scores enough goals. Now, I know I was saying lawyer settings. I'm not going to cap. I'm not going to start doing that. And I'm not going to continue to keep talking about it. But as much as the result the other day was fantastic, the way we beat Wolves was epic, Lacazette was not awarded that goal by the Premier League. It went down as a Sarr own goal. It is the 1st of March tomorrow, the start of spring, and Lacazette has 3 league goals in the Premier League. One of them is a penalty. Now, Aubameyang has scored 5 goals in his last 3 games for Barcelona. And I just want to quickly have a conversation, right? We're not going to go over it for too long. Aubameyang, Xavi was heaping praise on him after the game. This was his first goal at the new camp. Man's doing the front flip, Yeah, it's not great. It's not great to see, and it leads to the question. Now, 50% of me says it wasn't going to work for Aubameyang. He wasn't playing in a system that suits him, the way Arteta wants to play, and it was best for everybody that he moved on. That was 50% of it. Let's face it, let me not cap. Aubameyang was not in great form for Arsenal. Right? He wasn't. But then the question has to be asked, was it him or was it the manager? Has the manager made a mistake letting Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leave the football club? Let's face it, Barcelona are better than Arsenal. They're under more pressure. They're chasing top 4. How has he gone there and scored 5 goals in 3 games, but he only scored 4 at Arsenal? Now, I'm looking at this as a bigger picture. Some of you will be in the comments saying, stop, we don't want to talk about Aubameyang, blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about it purely because no striker has thrived under Mikel Arteta, really, since he's been at the football club. I would say, really, Aubameyang had a good 6 months when he first came in. He went downhill. Lacazette has struggled. Balogun never came through. And Nketiah never developed. Why are strikers not performing and thriving under Mikel Arteta? This is not just simply, should we have had Aubameyang or not? I'm looking at the striker situation in general at Arsenal and why are strikers not enjoying playing in this role? Do we need a target man? Do we need somebody that's just big and wins headers and is good in the air? I don't know. But there is a question to be had. Kailash said Laka will bang 30 goals in La Liga. No chance. Absolutely no chance, in my opinion. I think he would score more, but I don't think he'd get 30. I really don't. Steve said Arteta, the talent killer. LFC for life said, let him go on a free. That's crazy. I mean, I saw an interview with Busquets saying he cannot believe that we gifted Aubameyang to Barcelona on a free transfer. I just think, number one, how did we not get a fee for him? Number two, why did we not sign another striker? Latte said, Curtis, how is Aubameyang free? It's a crime. Bakuta said, it is obvious that it is not Aubameyang. Our fans said he was washed, but it's obvious he still has something to offer. If we get top four, then certain fans will say it wasn't Arteta. Listen, if we get top four, he deserves credit. I just think he's taken a massive risk. And as I've always said, I don't mind if Aubameyang needed to go, because sometimes a player needs a fresh start and needs to play in a different system under a different manager. My issue is, why was he not replaced? Why have we gambled on Lacazette? Now, I just want to put something into perspective. The guy that we were looking to replace him with, a certain Alexander Isak, has got 4 goals this season in La Liga. He scored less goals than Aubameyang. So everybody says, a lot of people were saying, yeah, but La Liga's easy to score goals. Alexander Isak, 21 league games this season, 4 goals. This is the guy we was about to drop 70 million on. 4 goals. So if that league is that easy, is Isak really the answer for Arsenal? I said before, I wouldn't drop 70 M's on Isak. I really wouldn't. I know he's younger. I know he's got potential. I don't see the goals in a league that a lot of people say is inferior. Jashar said systems or manager, maybe a combination of both. Dre said it's the system, Curtis. We're going to get Kevin Campbell on this week as well. Have a good chat with Kev. Average Don, I'm telling you, I just don't know if Isak is it. I really don't. I know he plays for Sociedad. People saying they're a terrible team. But 4 goals? 75 million for 4 goals? I don't know about that, people. I think we need to look elsewhere when it comes to the striker. The role and the players around him is totally different. I have to admit, there seems to be a lot of service when you play in that Barca team. De Jong, Pedri, Busquets, they've got real creative players. Eri Hart said, I know Aubameyang will smash it at Barca. Van Dam said, Isak isn't the answer. I'd move for Darwin Núñez. A lot of people talking about him having a good season at Benfica. TJ said 45 million is the right price for Isak because it's just that release clause, you see, 75 million. Wolves said La Liga is not easy league, but of course when you play, what's his name, Blaugrana, you have plenty of chances, especially in the Camp Nou. Okay, also away games. It's a different league, you know. Itzhak said he isn't playing left back. A lot of people were saying that, you know, that Aubameyang, I think a lot of times when he was at Arsenal, we used him on the left, asked him to defend a lot. You look at Lacazette. I'm the first person to call out Lacazette, as you saw last week. I had a bit of an emotional roller coaster at that Wolves game with Lacazette. I was a little shameless, shall we say. All right, very shameless. I'll own it. But Lacazette can't be thinking, I want to play like this. If I'm a striker and I'm in my 30s, which Lacazette is what? How old is Lacazette now? Lacazette is 30. He turns 31 in May. He's been a goal scorer for years now, since his early Lyon days. There's no way that Lacazette can be thinking, this is how I want to play. I want to drop back in midfield, do loads of hard work, and then try and get in the penalty area. He can't be wanting to play like that. I think the manager is asking him to drop deep, help the midfield, hold the ball up and link up play. It's almost as if his job is not to score goals at Arsenal, which is interesting and puts a lot of pressure then on your wide players. Our young players are obviously at the moment in Saka and Smith Rowe Martinelli, very young. Pepe is the more experienced one, but he hasn't been playing. P said, I've always rated Laka. Yeah, I know, people. It was there. Enam said, your son's goal was fire, bro. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. Anyone who saw that goal and commented, appreciate it. Claude did score. Claude? Someone just put Claude Laka Lele. Oh, my days. King said he's 30 playing like he's 40. He looks knackered. He looks absolutely knackered. Watch Lacazette. Most games he gets dragged. It takes him about 2 minutes to walk off the pitch. The man looks exhausted. I'm telling you. He looks like an old man. Laka Busquets. Yeah, man. He looks shattered. Saying that, Laka seems to have at least one big chance every game. Does he score him? Does he score him? That's the problem. Rion said, rest in peace, Claude. Always, man, always. Do a poll. Who's older, Lacazette or Partey? Listen, I swear Thomas Partey's got grandkids, but Laka looks like he's got great grandkids right now. Barca needed new blood. They had Messi carrying them for years. It was obvious he was going to do well in a league which is less physically demanding. Yeah, maybe, but not everybody goes to La Liga and tears it up. You know, technically it's more demanding than the Premier League. Technical ability. Lack of youth, I'm telling you, man. Curtis, imagine Giroud in this system. He'd thrive. This is what he needed. We didn't have this system when he was there. Oh, apologies. Blaugrana is the other name for Barca. Sorry, people. I should know that. I've been to Barcelona a number of times. Curtis, you'd still keep Laka for another year. Nah, I wouldn't, you know. Rory, I wouldn't. I'd end it. I think Laka's ran his race at Arsenal. I know I've seen, I think it was Ray Parlour the other day saying he's brilliant in the changing room. I'd give him another year for the young players. Not me. Got to be honest, people. Laka, for me, goes in the summer. I think he's been at the club long enough. Aubameyang's gone. I think Lacazette going. I think you start afresh with two new, younger, quicker, hungrier strikers and bring something completely new. I'm not in that camp of saying keep Lacazette for another year. I would definitely let him go. Johnny said Cruz is a baller, mad potential. Appreciate that, bro. Yeah, enjoyed the game at the weekend. Scored one of the best goals he scored, to be honest. Big up everyone who supported. Demetrius, do you see us getting top four? I have to admit, I'm still not fully convinced. I'm hopeful, but I'm not certain of it. I don't know what it is. You know, I look at the fixture list. I mean, I got the fixtures here. We've got Man United at home. We've got Liverpool at home. We've got Tottenham away, West Ham away, Chelsea away, Aston Villa away, Leicester at home. Are we going to get enough goals in those games? I just don't know. I really don't know. I'm hopeful. If we get there, I'll be surprised, but I'll give Arteta all the credit because he deserves it. If he can get us there with Lacazette up front, I'll be shocked. Suraj said, like the stream, guys. 1.5k viewers and 350 likes. Big up to each and every one of you on this Monday for tuning in. Looking forward to the game. Obviously, Arsenal play Watford on Sunday. Watford, of course, drew with Manchester United over the weekend. I have to admit, I'm still confident that we can beat Watford. I'm not scared of them. And I think, again, we can go and get another good result. South London's finest. His time is definitely up. We need to buy a new striker. We haven't bought one in 4 years. It's interesting, isn't it? The last manager to buy a striker at Arsenal was Arsene Wenger. He signed Aubameyang and Lacazette in the same season. Emery never bought a striker, and neither has Mikel Arteta. Now, that has to change. You've got to get a different couple of strikers in and freshen it up. And I think that's one of the problems. I think we've waited too long to change it. I think we've stuck with Lacazette and Aubameyang maybe for too long and just relied on them. What about top six? I think we'll get top six. I do think we'll finish in the top six unless we have an absolute meltdown. But yeah, I think we'll be back in Europe. Jahan said, the way Cruz scored that goal, we need him up front to secure top four, hopefully in the future. Daniel said his son scored his first goal on Saturday, then had his 10th birthday in the afternoon, was a tap-in, but he loved it. Listen, Daniel, I always say, you do not get more for a 30-yard rocket than you get for a 1-yard tap-in. It's still one goal. It's still just as important. Hope he enjoyed his birthday as well, your son. Big up to you, and hopefully more and more goals to come. You know, it starts with the tap-ins, then it ends up with the rockets. I can see the Champions League lights at A King, man. I'm telling you, I know I shamelessly celebrate when we win certain games, but it's a long way to go. It's going to be a marathon, not a sprint. G-Bro said top 3 is very possible. I love your optimism, and I hope you're right, but I'm not convinced. I'll be happy if we get fourth. I have to admit, I will be happy if we get fourth. Twitch username, Curtis Shaw TV. Links in the description. I think I speak to somebody who works at Twitch, and he said to me, because I haven't put a video out yet, I think if you go on Twitch and just type my name in, it may not come up on the search. The link is in the description, so click on that and that will take you to the page. We've gone past 500 followers, so big up to each and every one of you who's followed. We're still 8 subscribers away from 42k. I'm sure we'll hit that by the end of the stream. 8 of you lick that subscribe button and we'll be there. Greg said that Chelsea team yesterday is tough to catch. I've got to be honest. You know me, I don't cap just because I support the club. Chelsea and Liverpool yesterday were at a very high standard. My voice nearly went there. They were at a very high standard. That game was not a joke. You know, that was a serious game of football. And I looked at times in that game and I thought, you know what? Arsenal would struggle at this level. With the team we've got now. Don't get me wrong, we go and spend another 160, 170 million in the summer. Maybe we're decent. But at the moment, we're not quite there. That was the intensity in that game was serious. You know, Mendy, Thiago Silva. You look at Liverpool, Diaz was balling out. Fabinho. Oh, the levels were high. The levels were high yesterday. I've got to be honest. Yeah, the finishing was dreadful. You know, we should have had at least 4 or 5 goals in that game. Would have made the game even more entertaining. But I have to admit, we are... The difference between Arsenal and your Chelsea's, your Manchester City's, your Liverpool's, number one, they have a system that is ingrained in them and they know how to play it all the time. You know what you're going to see when you watch Liverpool. There ain't no, oh, we're struggling, so we're going to do this. They play that way and it works. Same with City, same with Chelsea. And also that star quality. We don't have the same level of star quality as them teams. Now, Lukaku's out of form, but you got a £97 million striker on the bench. Liverpool had Jota on the bench. They can take Mane off. Salah had a quiet game. Thiago got injured in the warm-up. You know, there are players missing. Reece James is on the bench. We need 2 or 3 superstars into this team to take us to that next level. At the moment, we've got a solid team, some good young players. We don't have that spark, that star quality, that old Alexis Sanchez, the Van Persie, the Aubameyang, the whoever, Fabregas. We don't have that magic. That's what we need to address in the summer. We have to. Diaz looked like an absolute baller. That's the difference. What do the best teams do? They build while the team is already strong. Liverpool could have just sat there and said, Mane, Salah, Firmino, they've already got Jota, they've got Origi as backup, they've got Minamino, but they went and bought Luis Diaz. And now he's going to push Mane. Now Mane's getting substituted. He was fuming yesterday. That's where Arsenal never built. When they had a Sanchez, when they had Ozil, when they had a Aubameyang, they never added to it. That's what we have to address. Yeah, we spent half the stream saying Lukaku, to be honest. Everyone was calling him Lukaku. It's crazy. Cap said Chelsea are very organised. Defensively, they're so solid, to be honest. South London's finest Liverpool team has become stacked. Serious ballers. Temp said we'll beat Chelsea at the Bridge. I hope so, but it'll be tough. Bro, that Chelsea team was aggressive. It will be hard for you guys to win. I think the one thing is going forward, they're not as free-flowing as Liverpool and City, so you always feel like you might have a bit of a chance. Glenn said, Curtis, it's clear to see the lack of composure and a clinical edge in the front line. An upgrade on Xhaka on a complete centre-forward will improve us massively. Totally agree. Arsenal get a 20-goal striker in the summer and get a centre midfielder that can get on the ball and keep things ticking. And we're cooking people. Get 2 or 3 squad players in to boost the squad and we'll be decent, but at the moment we're not quite there yet. Elliot said building from strength is always key. All major winners do exactly this. 100%. While you're successful, build on top of it. Don't sit on your hands and expect that to last forever, because what happens, you get shell-shocked and you come falling down that ladder. Cliff said, brethren, we ain't getting fourth. All this hype because we had a good result on Thursday is foolish. We will be lucky to get top 6. Still a midfielder and a forward short. Listen, Cliff, appreciate your super chat, bro. As I've said, I don't think we'll get top 4, but Hope is a key thing in football. Nobody would have expected Leicester to win the Premier League. No one would have expected Leicester to win the FA Cup. Wigan to win the FA Cup. You know, stranger things have happened in football than Arsenal getting top 4 this season. It wouldn't be an absolute unbelievable, one of the craziest things you've ever seen. It would be Man United have not been that great, Spurs have not been that great, and Arsenal have capitalised. So I think it's important as a football fan to keep hope while also remaining realistic. I don't want to sit here and just write top 4 off because the other teams are not great. If you ask me to put a bet on it, I still just think we're that little bit short because of the striker and the midfielder. We get a Thomas Partey injury, the midfield is not good enough. As much as I'm criticising Lacazette, if Lacazette gets injured, what do we do? Eddie and Nketiah? I don't know. It's crazy. So, anyway, while we're talking about prolific striker, let's talk about a striker that we've spoken about a number of times, and I've been saying, why have we not been linked with this guy? We were going to eventually be linked with him. I'm sure we'll be linked with every striker between now and the summer. But Arsenal are keeping tabs on Patrick Schick. I didn't swear, for those of you that don't know him. Yeah, Patrick Schick. You'll remember him from the Euros. I think he scored 5 goals, including goal of the tournament for the Czech Republic. Scored that goal from just in front of the halfway line against Scotland. He's having a very good season in the Bundesliga this season for Bayer Leverkusen. Now, a number of you have spoken about him and said, yo, why are Arsenal not looking at this guy? He's a player. He's doing bits. And it looks as if Arsenal, they do have him on the list. Now, to give you a bit of context, Patrick Schick is 26 years of age. He is 6'3", so pretty tall, to be honest. He's left-footed, probably a similar build of like Olivier Giroud. I think Giroud was 6'4". Schick is 6'3", and he has 20 league goals in 20 games this season. He is having the best season of his career. Daily Schick. Zach said Patrick. Yeah, you know, Patrick-ish. Main Anon said Schick is a baller. Isaac not good enough to be his boot boy. RSPB Gaming said Schick is a bum. I don't want him. Poll. There we go. Let's get the poll going then. Let's get the poll going. It wouldn't be a show without a poll. According to reports, they're saying they may want around 45 million for Patrick Schick. Around 45 million. So let's get the poll going. Would you take Patrick Schick for 45 million at Arsenal? There you go. I'm going to get it up now. 45 million is the price that apparently we're being quoted. Like I said, 6'3", left-footed, and having a great season. Would you take Schick? Patrick Schick for £45 million at Arsenal. Let me know, people. Let me know. We're talking about strikers every day. But is he the answer? Now, I've watched a bit of him. Been watching a few clips. Seen a few reports. He kind of looks similar to Giroud, but probably not as big and physical as Giroud. I still think, despite his height, he's not just a target man. I think he is a little bit more mobile than him. But again, some of you may have seen more of him than me. So I'm hoping if you have, then you can throw a comment in and give us a bit more of an insight into Patrick Schick. The poll is there. Let me know. Big up Poles, who said, passed my driving test last week, Big CA. Congrats, man. It's a great feeling passing that driving test, for real, man. It's that freedom on the road to go where you want. So well done to you. Buenos Aires Guna said, I would take him. Stefan said, I'd sign Antonio, but would he even come? I think Antonio's 31. And, you know, he would want to be first choice. That is the problem. Blood Type said, Jonathan David, Leao, and Latoro would be your first 3. Also, then, if you wouldn't take Patrick Schick, I want you to let me know in the comments what striker you would like to see Arsenal go for this summer. Even if you want to put a 1, 2, and 3. I'm trying to get a general idea of what striker the community is looking at. A lot of you want Isaac. Me, 70 million for 4 goals this season. I don't want him. I got to be honest. that price has got to come down a heck of a lot. Jonathan David, Leao, Latoro, Timo Werner. Turkish said he likes Timo Werner. Who else? You know, there's loads. Calvert-Lewin. There's loads. Let me know who you would go for. João Felix, could we get him? Unrealistic in my opinion. Oh my J said, burnt by the Bundesliga in the past. Let us not forget Granit Xhaka. Also look at Timo Werner. The Bundesliga defenders operate high lines. Let's not be fooled. You make a great point. I have never seen a league in Europe that defends on the halfway line as much as the Bundesliga. One through ball and you're one-on-one. It's crazy. How many goals you can score like that. Dre said, Milic from Marseille. Reem said, if we get in the Champions League, I don't want no Calvert-Lewin or flimsy striker. Needs to be a big name. Lily said, the Ajax striker, you take a chance on Haller, right? Struggled in the Prem, but he's done great over there. Cello said, Origi and Osimhen. Hey, listen, you know me, I agree. I would go Osimhen and Origi. You get Osimhen for maybe 70, 80 million. Get Origi on a free, and we're cooking people. The main Anon said Osimhen and Schick a little over 100 million. It's a big outlay for two strikers. Would you be able to sign two strikers like that, knowing that one of them's going to be on the bench? I'm not sure if they would both join us. Hey there said I would take Schick or Haaland if we get Champions League, and Calvert-Lewin or Isaac if we get Europa. Listen, I love people being hopeful, but I think any Arsenal fan that thinks we're getting Haaland, I think you need to delete that one from the memory. Men in Black settings, man. Just press that button, big flash of light, and forget that one. Haaland to Arsenal is, that is not happening, I'm telling you. Put Renato Sanchez at the top. Listen, I'd take him in midfield, definitely not up front. Curtis Shaw and Kevin Campbell. Why not, man? Why not? Roll back the years. Origi and Schick. You could say that about any league, though, said Stefan. No, but I think when you look at the Prem, you don't see many players just get a through ball and get one-on-one with a keeper. It's way less frequent than the Bundesliga. Haaland and Mbappe. Oh, man. If only, eh? Osimhen and Origi. Look at Ben Yedder. FIFA merchant, any Ben Yedder. I think he's about 30 now, but he's scoring goals. Clement said Arsenal have been linked with Patrick Schick, João Felix, Rafael Leao, Ruben Neves, Victor Osimhen, Fabian Ruiz, all for this summer. I'm not surprised at all. The club has raised season ticket prices. Listen, they push it hand in hand, don't they, Clem? We get linked with all these big ballers, and then they throw the season ticket price up, and then we end up signing probably none of them. I think it's difficult because Arsenal, they don't know what competition they're in. So at the moment, some of these players may be saying, listen, I'll sign for you if you get Champions League. If you don't, then forget about it. So I would imagine Arsenal have got a list of, right, if we get Europa League, then maybe we can get Dominic Calvert-Lewin, maybe we can get Patrick Schick or somebody like that. If we get Champions League, then maybe we can go for a João Felix, a Lautaro Martinez, a Victor Osimhen. I would imagine a lot depends on the competition that we are in. Lucas said we need Champions League football. Steve said, be scenes if we get Haaland and Champions League. Imagine the faces. Yeah, we can dream, that's for sure. Can we get Dembele? Dembele from Barca out of contract this summer. I saw a story saying that they believe he's already agreed a deal with a club in England. And I think the general feeling is it could be Chelsea. So we'll have to see. Zach said my first choice would be Darwin Núñez. Do you know what? Right, honestly, Zach. So many people, I'm not even joking, so many people are messaging me about this guy, Darwin Núñez. I'm literally getting DMs about this guy all the time. Let's go and get Darwin Núñez. He's 22 years of age and Uruguayan international. 20 goals this season for Benfica. 2 assists. And a lot of people are raving about him. I can honestly say I have not seen that much of him. Saw him against Arsenal for Benfica. He wasn't as good. But a lot of people saying he kind of settled in last season. Now he's kind of ripping it up. Hey, big up Broads, man. Broads was at Wembley yesterday watching Liverpool against Chelsea. The atmosphere looked incredible. And he ended up singing "You'll Never Walk Alone" at the end of the game, which I have to admit, that song is epic. I can't lie. You know, my dad's a Liverpool fan. I got some close friends that support Liverpool, and you know, people at the ground. I know somebody else who went to the game who's a big Liverpool fan, and he said, "Yo, it's goosebumps at the end of the game." It looked like a great atmosphere, man. Real shame that Arsenal didn't make that final, man. Obviously, if we could have got past Liverpool, then who knows? If it wasn't for them COVID cases, we might have beat them. But hey, it is what it is. What we saying, people? Aaron said, honestly, Lewandowski has a year left in the summer. Looks like he won't sign another deal. If we get top 4, can we go for it? I mean, listen, the only way Lewandowski leaves is maybe if Bayern Munich bought Haaland and decided to move him on, but I don't think that will happen. And I think Lewandowski would still get another one of the clubs right at the top. I still think he could go somewhere for a year, 2 years max and bang goals in. Gunner96, big up Curtis Mod, is streaming Jamaica. Big up, bro. Broad said, yeah, my dad's a Liverpool fan too. Sick game, though. We got to do a UEFA Champions League night at Anfield. Listen, I'm at the point now where I'd love to just go and watch football all over the world, making content. I can't lie. You know, this pandemic and kind of being locked up for the last couple of years, you know, I've always wanted to go and watch River play against Boca Juniors. You know, that atmosphere just looks incredible. I'd love to go and watch Celtic Rangers. You know, I'd love to just go and travel El Clasico and go and watch some big games, man. But we'll have to see when obviously travel is a lot easier. Saravana said, Nkunku, my first choice. Very good player. We've been linked with him. Of course, we could have signed him before and missed out. Haroon said, Lewa used to support Arsenal. Omri was his idol. The 14 shirt is available, just saying. It's crazy, innit, man? But again, we didn't capitalise on all these so-called Arsenal fans. Usman said Richarlison is also solid. Just don't think his attitude would mix with Mikel Arteta, man. Arteta hates them kind of players with that kind of chip on their shoulder. Jeremy said lots of secret Liverpool fans. I just get the impression that, I mean, what I was told by my dad and stuff is that growing up, in like when would he have grown up, like in the 70s or whatever, it was and 80s, it was Liverpool and Man United, and I think a lot of Jamaicans chose to support Liverpool because Liverpool had John Barnes. He's born in Jamaica. Not even just Jamaicans, but black community in general, I think, attached themselves to Liverpool because of John Barnes and so on and so forth. So I think you'll find a lot of parents are Man United and Liverpool fans. It's kind of how it is. Brozier, says Kailash. Let's have a look at the poll then. Where we at? 73% of you said you would take Patrick Schick. So, yeah, I think a lot of you are in favour of that deal. John Barnes was a baller, legend. Yeah, top player, man. Let's get into a couple of more stories before we get out of here and begin to round up people. Just a couple of bits and bobs that were going around at the weekend. There isn't too much news if we're being totally honest. Obviously, we'll be building up to the game on Sunday. We'll be doing a watch along for that, of course. Arsenal against Watford. The cycling GK in goal, man. The YouTuber beat or wasn't able to score a goal past him, Man United. So hopefully we score a few goals against him at the weekend because we don't want him keeping another clean sheet. That is for sure. So looking forward to that game. It is usually a good atmosphere at Vicarage Road as well. 2 o'clock kickoff on Sunday. So we'll talk about that. Right, just another quick one, and apologies. I'm going to apologise in advance again. Right, because again, this story involves Aubameyang again. This was Gabriel. Gabriel did an interview over the weekend where he was asked about Aubameyang, and he said a few interesting things. I said, yo, you better be careful, man. You'll be the next on the hit list for Arteta if you carry on talking like this. But I'm only going to quickly skip through this. He said he was asked about Aubameyang's move to Barcelona and the effect it had on him and the Arsenal dressing room. And he said, Aubameyang is in my heart. We all wanted him at Arsenal. That's interesting that he says that little bit straight away. We all wanted him. Sounds like the players wanted him. He said, we all wanted him at Arsenal. It's something that happened between him and the coaching staff. The other players weren't in it. I said goodbye to him before he left. I hope he enjoys Barcelona. He is a very nice person with a big heart, and I love him very much. But dear me, he's going even beyond how much I rated Aubameyang. He's very much distancing the players from any ill feeling towards him, and very much throwing it on the coaching staff. I'm not too sure how Mikel Arteta will enjoy reading this, but very interesting thoughts. Elusive Glue Jeff, hey, big up, bro, said, I saw John Bond score the winner against Portsmouth in the League Cup semi-final at Highbury. What a player he was, man. What a player he was. We'll move on from that. We'll move on from that quickly. He said the coaching staff, it wasn't just Arteta. Yeah, maybe he's just grouping them all together, General Arteta watching. But certainly some. Listen, he spoke in a way that a lot of players wouldn't speak. Nowadays, a lot of players, they just speak as if they've been trained to speak that way, and I thought it was interesting that he was so open about the situation. But hey, it is what it is. We move on. One more thing here before we start to round up people is the Bukayo Saka new contract situation. Bukayo Saka. Let me get a few of your comments before we get this one up. John Layout said, big up Big C. Curtis, I was there when Ronaldinho did the masterclass performance back in 05-06. That was a fantastic performance. He was just unreal, wasn't he? Dominion said, big up C Unit. C Unit. Shout out the community. Much love from Kenya, Barca. So it's great seeing Aubameyang do well here. Here's to 4th place. Yeah, they're chasing 4th as well. Gabriel wants Barcelona. No, let's just get into this from Saka. Fabrizio Romano put out a tweet that I think a few Arsenal fans were a little bit concerned about, even though he doesn't really explain it in a very negative way. But Fabrizio said, Bukayo Saka's really happy with his Arsenal life. He loves the club. He's only focused on the race for the Champions League spot, and that's why the new contract talks won't take place immediately. Potential new deal could be discussed in the summer. Now, I worry when I read things like this, and I only do that because I've read things like this before. When Sanchez left, when Van Persie left, when Fabregas left. Now, I know Saka's come through the system. I know you would expect him to have more emotional attachment to the club than some of those players mentioned. But the fact he wants to wait, the fact he's talking about his focus is Champions League. We saw a story a week or two back that the belief was that Saka desperately wants to play in the Champions League. Then I do think there is a little element of concern into this if you are an Arsenal fan. We're not pressing the panic button. He's happy at Arsenal. It's clear to see. You've also got to understand that players will move their level of ambition. At the start, I just want to get in the team. I want to establish myself as a first-team player at Arsenal, and I want to get a decent contract. You give it a year, 18 months, you keep going on international duty with Man City players celebrating winning trophies and Chelsea players, then all of a sudden, this isn't as enjoyable as it used to be. I actually want to play in the Champions League. I want to win trophies. I want to compete at the top. I want a massive contract. So all I would say with Arsenal, I don't think we've got a big worry that Saka is going to leave. But if we rest on our laurels, don't be surprised if Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, they come and try and get the Sakas and Smith Rowes and Martinelli's offers. So it needs to be a wake-up call for Arsenal. It really does. D said any player who doesn't want to play in the Champions League has no ambition. 100%. Listen, any footballer in the Prem, especially at one of the big clubs, is going to be desperate to play in that competition. Arsenal can't just think that we can just tick over and everything's going to be rosy in the garden. M. Barron said, from a talented player like him, that's more than logical thinking. And his agent, an agent's job is to look after his player, not look after the club. So if the agent's saying, listen, Bukayo, I know you love Arsenal, but Pep's on the phone. Mahrez is 30, 31, or Klopp's on the phone to Martinelli. You've heard how he's been waxing lyrical about Martinelli. We got to be careful. We do have to be careful. Big up penalty spot. He said, big up Curtis. Sorry I'm late. We'll catch up. He is a professional footballer. Has to set his ambitions high and find a club that matches his goals. Up to Arsenal to match those ambitions. 100%. And you know, football, there's no guarantees in football. So a player can't sit there and just think, oh, well, I'm only 20, you know, I've got 10, 15 years at the top. Look how many players that we've seen who look like they're going to be world beaters and all of a sudden they disappear. Saw a story today that Daniel Sturridge is injured again. He's playing in Australia now. He's only, you know, made 5 appearances this season. Daniel Sturridge, for me, probably, I'm not sure how long ago, maybe 6 years ago, 6, 7, 8 years ago, maybe a bit longer. There was a stage where Daniel Sturridge, to me, was the best English striker. I think he was better than Harry Kane at one stage when he was at Liverpool, that time when it was him and Suarez and Sterling. So no footballer can sit there and think, oh, I'm 20, I'll just sit at Arsenal for 10 years and let my career just fizzle out. When that big move is there and the money's there, and the Champions League spot's there, these men will start thinking twice. So Arsenal need to be careful. Because for me, yeah, just as I'm saying, you know, Sturridge I thought was unreal. Zach said Man City and Liverpool want Saka. I don't think Saka gets anywhere near the Liverpool team at the moment. They've got a lot of wingers. But I think maybe Man City, if they lose 1 or 2, and definitely Martinelli. Clement said, I'm not worried about Saka. Latvian Guna said, Sturridge, Suarez, Sterling. Oh, yeah, it was unbelievable, man. It was absolutely unreal. Look at Walcott, exactly. Teenage starlet by mid-20s, late 20s. We all wanted him out. We didn't rate him. Neto, Neves, Rafinha, and Spence. Not a bad summer. Not a bad summer. I think we'd take that. Sturridge, Suarez, Sterling was lit. I remember them ripping us apart. I think Arteta played that game as well at Anfield. 4-0 down at half-time. FT said, Kroenke's new stadium in the USA cost a couple of bill. We need to recoup some money. Only money we should spend is to tie down Arteta in a new deal. Let's wait on that one, man. Definitely wait until the end of the season. People, I'm going to round up there. We've been on for an hour and 10 minutes, just shy of that anyway. Big up to everyone who has followed on Twitch. The link is in the description. We've gone past 500 followers on there. We will be putting content out soon. Big up to every one of you. We've hit 42,000 just as we're leaving the stream. We've hit 42,000 on YouTube. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. Much appreciated. Like this video. Download the Spitch app as well. Link in the description. Brand new fantasy football app on behalf of OneFootball. Finally, let me just read this super chat. Big up Daniel Bailey. Hope you're well. He said, breaking news. FIFA are suspending Russia from all football competitions. It's a crazy situation at the moment. And football and politics, you know, they tend to get wrapped into each other. So it's crazy what's going off in the world at the moment. Big up to Daniel. Big up to each and every one of you for tuning in. Appreciate your support. 42k. Great way to start the week. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back tomorrow around 2 p.m. 2:30 p.m. tomorrow. And I will see you all then. Take care, everyone. Bless.